Anderson? What are you...
Nangan!
Hi, it's Nangan, and today we're playing Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition, the PS4 version. We're playing on the PS5 to reduce loading screens because we're doing a speed platinum run. We're going to get all the trophies from start to finish in 5 hours and 7 minutes, which is about a 4-hour improvement over the current top time. You're welcome to use these strategies and improve on that time. There's certainly room to do so. Or if you just want a easy, relatively efficient path to the platinum trophy, this will get you there as well. I'm going to show all of the trophies popping for this in this run because I did record it in one go. So a quick look at the trophy list will show you that in terms of quality of life and trophy ease, they have improved this game so much from the original version. Gameplay's better, the trophy list is better, it's just all around probably one of the best improvements that I've ever seen in a remaster. As for the trophies itself, the ally trophies, you only need 5 missions with each member instead of 45 or 50. So instead of 3 required playthroughs, you can do it in 1. There's no XP trophy, there's no weapon trophies, and your powers trophies are only 25 for each one instead of 75. And as long as you cast them from your party members' trees, they will count, meaning you don't have to do it from your own, so you don't have to be 3 different classes. So just awesome improvement. If you want to platinum or speed platinum one of the 2 versions of this game, definitely do this one. The other one's like almost 24 hours, I think. So, but there's not really much to this list, so let's go ahead and get started. So while the intro is playing, the only thing that's important is to ask Anderson about the Protheans. Make sure you do that. You're going to need it for the Archivist trophy. This is the only place to get it. So I chose Vanguard class for my Shepherd. Hi, Barbie. And that's because I've got Throw, Lift, Warp, and Barrier available to me, which is 4 of the 12-ish things that we need for the trophies. I'm going casual difficulty. I'm currently have my squad powers turned off. I'll turn them on once we get all the powers trophies and just let them do whatever. But then we're going to go to Eden Prime. The next thing to know is when you meet Ashley, make sure you ask about the Geth. It's the same situation as Anderson with the Protheans. You need it for Archivist. So we're just going to use Throw, Lift, Warp, and Barrier as often as we can until we get the trophy for each one, and then move on. The rest of Eden Prime is pretty linear. Just keep using your powers. If you take damage, make sure you hit triangle and use Metagels. There's a trophy for that as well. And it is also untimed, so be pretty thorough. Remember, the clock doesn't start on a speed platinum until you get your first trophy, which will happen right after you touch this beacon and go to the cutscene. So now the clock has started. Let's get rolling. You got your first trophy. Good job. So when you get to the Citadel, they're going to want you to go to the tower. But before you do that, go ahead and cross the Presidium and find the consort over here. She'll start you on a quest that you can pick up while you're doing other stuff. Then fast travel to the tower. On the way out, talk to Chorbin. He's got a quest you can start. Fast travel to Korra's Den and talk to Harkin and then Septimus to further the main quest and the side quest respectively. And then head over to the med bay and rescue Michelle and meet Garrus and add him to your party. Put him in your active party as well, and then walk down these stairs to C-Sec to pick up Wrex, and then also put him in your party. From there, you want to head up the stairs behind where Wrex was and turn right to talk to a Volus named Jalid, accept his quest, and then head back to the fast travel point, go to Korra's Den. Before you go in, though, turn around and go through this door right here to talk to Chorbin one more time about Jalid. Once you do that, head into Korra's Den, go all the way to Fist, because Wrex is in your party, he will die. Make sure you pick up the OSD off of Fist's body, and then head around and go ahead and get Tali, but keep Garrus and Wrex in your party. After a short conversation, you'll end up back at the embassies, go out the door and turn right, talk to Zeltan to complete one of the consort's quests, then talk to this Volus right here and ask about the Volus history and culture. That's for the Archivist trophy. Ask the Elcor standing right next to him also about the Elcor history and culture. That will also be for that trophy. And then head down the stairs and you'll meet Batia, who will offer you a quest. Head up the other stairs and talk to this guy at the far end here, and then back to Batia, and that will actually complete the quest, so you're done. Fast travel to the consort real quick to finish her quest, and then finally head to the tower to become a Spectre and get your second trophy. Now, I know all this messing around seems like a lot of messing around, but I promise you, completing these side quests are a lot easier than the ones on uncharted planets, and you need them for your ally trophies, so it will pay off in the end, I promise you. But let's do some more messing around. When you come out of being a Spectre, go ahead and fast travel to the med bay again. You should go in and thank Michelle, or have Michelle thank you. This will open up her next quest. I forgot to do it, so I'll have to do it again on a different place here. But after that, head over to Emily Wong and complete that quest by giving her that OSD you got off of Fist. Turn right around and head up to Flux, which is right behind you up these stairs. Talk to Rita, who will start a quest. Then head up to a suspicious signal in the back of the second floor to start another quest. Come back down the stairs, head right into the markets, talk to your #1 fan, Conrad. That will start a third quest. Head downstairs and through to Cora's Den for a third time to talk to the bartender, Jenna. That will be a furthering of Rita's quest. And on your way out, Chelik will interrupt you and tell you to meet him at CSEC. He's up by Jalid, so let's go ahead and talk to Jalid and finish his quest. If you've been following the guide, that'll be your 5th complete assignment with Garrus, so you get the Turian Ally Trophy. Yay! Go ahead and put any unspent points you have into Charm, and go across the hall, talk to Chelik. You should be able to charm him. Those are the top left blue options. And then decline to help him twice, and that will complete that quest without you having to go anywhere else. And that should be your 5th complete assignment with Wrex, so you'll get your Krogan Ally Trophy. All right. So in my run, I took a little jaunt to Flux to finish Rita's quest and also do the Shells Doran thing. But you really don't need to do that. You already got your trophy for Garrus and Wrex. If you didn't, go ahead and finish it over at Flux. But you could just get on this elevator and go straight to the Normandy and get off this rock finally. So let's get on to finally a story mission. So we're going to go to the Artemis Tau cluster, the Knossos system, or Knossos, and look for planet Therum and land on that. Pick Kaiden and Ashley as your team members. We already got some missions done with them, so we're going to keep going. This planet is completely 100% linear. Just you can actually blast through like most of the enemies without even shooting them in the Mako on casual difficulty. And then when you're forced to get out, just fight your way through, kill everything, and work your way down. Eventually, you'll come to this scene with a Krogan and a bunch of Geth, and that will actually end this mission. So you'll be done, and you'll have Liara and another trophy. So if you want to get the romance trophy from the legendary stack, this is where you would want to start to talk to Liara after every main mission. When she gets jealous and asks you about Kaiden, make sure you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby. Or you can date Kaiden too. I don't know. Mimigon does. I never do, so I don't know how that works. We don't care about the secondary stack for this purpose, so we're going to move on to Feros, which is the next main mission. We're going to take Liara and Tali this time because there's at least 5 missions and assignments on here that we're going to complete, so we'll get their trophy while we're here. If you've been using your powers liberally, you should start getting trophies for them right about here. I got Barrier right here, and then Throw about 2 minutes later. The mission itself is linear right up until this cutscene, but before you go back to talk to Faidan, turn left at the elevator and go down this area to pick up items for side quests. There are 3 water valves in the 2 side passages to get. Make sure you get all 3. There's a passage to the left between the 2 side passages that has some Baron in it. Kill the Alpha Baron and make sure you pick up the power cells from this dead Mako over here. And then cross the little catwalk to the other side. You'll have to kill some Krogan, and there's a tower to shoot down, and that's for another side quest. Now when you head back to Faidan, you can turn in all these side quests. And Faidan's actually got the one for the tower, so make sure you ask him about that. And then just walk right down and talk to the other colonists and finish all 3 of those. That should actually be 5 missions and assignments for Tali, so you'll get her trophy out of the way. From here, you can finally get in the elevator and get in the Mako to continue the mission. After your first outside section, go left here and talk to these people. When the conversation's done, make sure you pick up the side quest from Gavin Hossel to get his disc, and then head back to the second outside section, and you'll be in the facility. First part of the facility is pretty linear. I've been using my powers pretty good, so I got Warp, and then immediately after Sabotage. So that's 4 out of 11. Your mileage may vary, depending on how thorough you are about using your powers. From here, you will find a little hub spot with a little blue gate, and that is your shortcut back out when you're done. First, we're going to go up to the right, kill some Krogan, and pick up Gavin's disc at the end. Then we're going to go to the left, and it's a completely linear path that ends with this little PSI puzzle. The right answer is 11, 13, and 7, and that will clear the area, and you can go back on out. On the way out, you'll be forced back into Lisbeth's mom's place, where you'll have varying degrees of success depending on how many Paragon points you have. More on that later. But it doesn't really affect the trophies, so we'll keep moving on. Talk to Gavin to complete the quest, and that should be 5 for Liara, so that'll be your Asari ally. The rest of Feros is pretty linear. Save or kill the colonists. I tried to save them because I'm Paragon. You can do that by either using gas grenades or just walking up to them and punching them. On casual difficulty, shouldn't be hard. On the way, I also got Overload and Lift trophies, so that's 2 more of those out the way. And we're going to move on to the next mission. So next up is going to be the Bring Down the Sky DLC. This is on Asteroid X-57, which technically is an uncharted world, so you'll get that trophy. Bring Kaiden and Ashley, and you'll have 3 missions. One of them is outside the scope of the main mission. So that's the engineer. So the first one will be right behind you. The second one's in the far southeast corner of the map over here. The question mark will show up as you're driving over there. And then go ahead and do the 3 main torches. In my case, the second one of those completed the dodge the landmines, and I got the trophy for both Kaiden and Ashley. So those are done. That's all of our ally trophies completely done. Also, a few minutes later in the course of this, I've been using Metagel every time I've lost health. And I get it all back, so it's no big deal. My 50th one hit, and that was that trophy. But whatever you do, finish the 3 torches. Make sure you go up and get Montoya. He's the 3rd engineer over here in the northwest of the 3rd torch, and then go to your main mission. Decide to rescue the hostages or kill them. I rescue them because I'm Paragon. And when you finish that, you will get the Bring Down the Sky trophy as well. And we're moving on to the next one. We're going to do Virmire instead of Noveria, and I'm going to actually hedge my bets first and go to Argus Row, Phoenix, and Tuntau Planet. Make sure you take Wrex with you and fight your way up to this little base in the southeast corner. Only takes a few minutes. Wrex's family armor will be in this locker, and you will give it to him and gain extra loyalty for him. This is important when you go to Virmire, and for anybody that doesn't know how this works, go ahead and make a hard save before you go down to Virmire, and don't overwrite it. Fight your way over to Kirahi, and you will have a morality check that is trophy related that involves Wrex. Regardless of your Paragon or Renegade status, because you gave him his armor, you should be able to pass this check and get this trophy. If you don't, for any reason, go back to your hard save, do the Lorit Keen exploit, and save it with full Paragon or Renegade, and then come back and you should be able to get it. So that's where we're at. Let's keep going. Virmire's pretty linear after that. You do want to keep getting assignments for completionist trophy, though, so make sure when you get done talking to Kirahi, you disable these controls in the first building, shoot down this tower in the second, and then when you get to these platforms, go right and around the back and shoot all these drones. Those are 3 basically free missions. So that's pretty much it. When you get to the very end of Virmire here, you will get another trophy, and we'll move on. And now that that little bit of craziness is over, Virmire every time, we're going to go back to Citadel, and we're going to knock out a couple other side quests here just to keep the completionist trophy going. So you'll be forced into an inspection from Admiral Mahalovic. Answer it however you want. The blue options will make it quicker and easier. Head down the elevator, and Khalid Al-Jazani will interview you. Again, same thing. It's forced and completes a mission. Head to the fast travel and go to the tower. Turn around. Emily Wong will be there with a quest for you. Fast travel to C-Sec, go right up the stairs to where Jalid and Chelik were, and then head up further to plant this bug on the right. Go back down and turn in the quest with Wong through fast travel. Now head to Medbay, and this is where I mentioned before I had not thanked her yet, so I'm doing this a little bit weird. If you had gone in here the first time you were here and said thank you, her next quest will pop up. In my case, it didn't, so we had to do that. Head up to the Presidium. It's right next to the Flux stairs here, and when you turn left, on the left-hand side will be Zabletta if you are a spacer. He's got a quest for you. Go ahead and accept that, and then cross the hall, and you'll get this suspicious signal number 2 from an earlier quest. I had to go back to the medbay then, and now Michelle will offer her quest. For you, it'll already be done. Once that's done, head into the markets, talk to Conrad for part 2 of that mission. Go down the stairs and talk to Moreland, resolve that however you want. That was Michelle's mission. And then head back to the Normandy and go to the communication center and talk to your mom. That's for the Zabaleta quest. Now go back down to the medbay and talk to Michelle again to finish her quest. Head back up to the Presidium hallway to talk to Zabaleta to finish that quest, and then continue on the hallway to walk up to the Presidium. When you first get up here, you'll see a Hanar arguing with a CSEC member, a Turian. Talk to the Hanar, the Turian, and then the Hanar until that quest updates and is complete. And then head over to the right from where you came out. There's a Keeper next to an Avena. Make sure you talk to the Avena and ask about the Keepers. That's for Archivist. Also, if you noticed, when I was talking to Zabletta, the Paragon trophy popped, so that's when I hit 80% or whatever it's required. Once we're done with that, we're going to keep going down the Presidium here. You'll talk to the Petrovskis, who are having some baby mama drama. Solve that however you want. The first door here is Bar Levan's office. You don't care about him, but you want the signal that's behind him, so scan that. The next door on the right is a Hanar that's selling some stuff. Just talk to him about the Hanar speech to get an archivist entry, and then head up the stairs behind him, turn to the right. You'll find where all those signals were coming from and have a chance to disable the thing. But you have plenty of time, so you should be able to figure it out. Once that's disabled, you got one more thing to do, theoretically, which is to head down here to the right, talk to the Avina here about the Rachni Wars, and that will complete that entry. In my case, it did not, and that's because I had missed the Volus and the Elcor and the embassies. I talked to him, but I didn't talk to him about the right options for some reason, so it was your language and your culture. But after that, I got the trophy. You should have already gotten it, but if not, look for what you're missing, and then Google it, of course. And that's it for the next part of the Citadel. So head on back to your boat and head on out. All right, Noveria's next. We're 3 hours and 19 minutes in. We got about an hour and 40 to go, so bear with me. I know it's a lot of specific things, but this game's full of those, so hopefully we're going through fast enough and the video's not too long. Anyway, on to Noveria. 2 side quests to complete before we get on with the main one. The first one's Opold. He's this Hanar on the right when you come in. Just run back and get his package by your Normandy and turn it in. The second one is over by Lorik Keen, who's your next objective. But before you go to him in the hotel or the bar up on the right, top right up here, there's an Asari that wants you to do a little corporate espionage. Go ahead and talk to her a little bit and then decline her twice, and it will count as complete without having to do anything. So you're done. Talk to Lorik Keen, agree to help him, head over to the hotel. It's down by the garage. Fight your way over, get his data, and bring it back. This is where you would do the Paragon Renegade exploit if you were going to do it. And I apologize, I did not have to do it on this run because I forgot that the original version requires you to get both trophies, Paragon and Renegade, but this one only requires one, and we already got that a few minutes ago. So check out the video for the PS3 version if you want to see it. Basically, all you're doing is agreeing to help Gianna and then putting 4 specific dialogue options in when you talk to Lorik Keen and repeating those until you get enough Paragon or Renegade points. So that's pretty much it. You can look it up. It'll be in the next video in the PS3 because I have to do it. So, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to tell him, yep, I did it. Give me your garage pass and ignore Gianna entirely. Head on out. From that point, it's pretty linear all the way down. You fight your way down to where you got to restore power. You should have 100 Omni Gels by this point, so you can avoid this puzzle entirely. Or do it. It's not that difficult. And then turn right around, head up to the roof, and hit this button right here. Go back down and go in the first door on the left, which is now open, and hit this button right here. And then go straight across, fight your way through these Rachni, of course, and you'll be on the tram to the final part of Noveria. Talk to Ventralis, go in the door behind him. The second door on the left when you come out is the med clinic. The doctor's got a quest for you, so grab that. And then talk to Ventralis again. Go back down to where you were, and the first door on the left is the quarantine area. They'll let you in since you talked to him, and you can make a cure. You'll get in a fight coming out, and that's where I got the damping specialist trophy, so I got 4 powers to go. So I'll just keep using them till we get them. And head back out. Make sure you talk to Han Olar about the maintenance area. Ask him where the guest came from. That's going to be how you get out of here. Go in and talk to the med bay, the doctor guy again, and then complete that quest and then ask him for his maintenance pass. Go back down in and head across the snowy area here. That's the maintenance area. This will take you to the last part of Noveria, where you can choose to save or eliminate the Rachni. If you're keeping this save for further things, for further games, make sure you save her. It'll help you in ME3. So we got one little side quest before we leave on the tram, and that's to go to the right before you get there and go to the hot labs. This guy will, you want to talk to him, and this is where I got my Neural Shock trophy, so that's done. Pick up his codes, nuke all of the bad Rachni, and head on out, and Noveria is done. If you follow the guide so far, you will then be forced onto the Citadel, and you won't be able to leave for a minute. There are 3 side quests that you can complete for the completionist trophy here. The first one's where Emily Wong was, and it's this guy. This is where I got my trophy, so that is done. If you have missed a few quests on the way, you can go into the markets and talk to Conrad. That'll complete another one. When you head up to Flux to talk to Anderson, which you have to do, there'll be a guy leaning on the wall, and he needs some drugs. If you charm him with blue points, you don't even have to go to the med bay to buy them for him. So that's 2 other assignments that you can get. But regardless, talk to Anderson, agree to let him help you, and that will activate one of my favorite scenes in the game, which I will not show, and then you will be free to roam about the country again. All right, we're in the home stretch now while you're watching this beautiful footage here. What I've got left in my run is just for landing on 4 and 8 Uncharted Worlds. I've already got the Completionist Trophy. I've got 3 Powers Trophies left to do and Ilos, so I'll do all that at the end. So basically, I'm just using this spreadsheet right here, which I'll throw up. And that's got the planets that you can land on and also the length of time it takes to do the Uncharted planet mission on that planet. Now, if you're missing the Completionist Trophy, you want to run down and start completing these until you get it. One thing I will make note of, though, is anything that's priority 1 will not be doable in this run because those are required to be turned in on the Citadel and we're no longer allowed there. So just keep that in mind. You won't be able to finish those missions. So start with priority 2 and go down from there. But really, other than that, we're just going from planet to planet. You see, we get the trophy for 4 and then the trophy for 8, and we are out of here. Let's start with Ilos. So I don't know why I always seem to get lost in this first area. The elevator you need is directly behind you in the back of the area. It just kind of, the path kind of weaves around a bit. Fortunately, it's all Geth, so this is a good time to get your AI hacking, which you see I got right there halfway back there. If you ride an elevator down and you're fighting some destroyers and juggernauts, you're in the right place. The second floor has the terminal you need to unlock the door to the Mako, and then the first floor will take you right back up to the middle of this area. This is also coincidentally where I got my stasis trophy, but turning left from this elevator will take you to the Mako. From here, it is completely linear all the way to the end of the game, so I will not show much gameplay. I do want to point out I got my last power trophy right here in the Mako section. I was getting nervous, so I started getting out and using Singularity on the enemies that were here, and one of them did end up being the 25th one, so that was that. But you really do just plow right on through, right up to the end fight. You end up doing all your stuff. You will get the final trophies. In my case, I got all of it in 5 hours and 7 minutes, which I think is an okay time. You could certainly do better. There's some places you could tighten this up, make the routes better, etc. Thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video. Again, I'm open to suggestions. You want to see speed plats or you want to know how to do something hard in a game real easy, I'm open to that. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, stay bad, people. Non-gone is gone.